Hello, welcome to my this channel, and this is Today India Tech, and I'm very glad to announce that this is my very first um, edition of Today India Tech, and to this series in my channel, I will try to um, uh, put out there the daily news which is happening in India around technology or digital uh, boundaries. So here is the first story which I found. So India is catching up on international trends on compliance. What does this mean? So as you know, in India, we is already manufacture and build a lot of things. Uh, let's say a sari, right, which has been weaved manually in different parts of India. Uh, Now the thing here is they can be easily sell in any local area. Suppose a sari is being manufactured in a Varanasi area, so you can sell it near around or probably in other parts of India also. Now here the problem is when you want to sell the same sari on an international market. So there are some compliance uh, which are need to be you know there to check the originality or the quality of the product. So what this report says here is, which is done by Forbes India, is that India is catching up on the compliance trends, international trends on compliance. So in this article, they have very briefly described that how it was in the history, like there was a lot of bribery and corruption, and the comprehensive law on black money, which fines people if they keep some amount in their foreign accounts on which they are not giving taxes. Uh, so these kind of laws and new uh, uh, government strategies are giving uh, the manufacturers in India um, a way to get their international compliance done in a proper way, which is good for Indian businesses because that will allow them to sell quality product in international market, which will eventually increase their um, um, selling of their goods in international market, which is actually a good thing. Now, another article I have found from the Times of India is five biggest employers of Indian IT. No, sorry for this. It is not. Yeah, sorry. So the article was 11 programming language that guarantee job security. So here is a list of the programming languages. Now, as I said, that I focus mainly around IT and digital segment of the news. So that's why this news I found is valid for that segment of people. So basically, here I'm targeting all you young guys, who are doing graduation or who are already in the schools, like their senior school years. You guys all can get a good knowledge about which programming languages to pursue for to get good job security. Not even good, it says guaranteed job security. Now here are some good examples of these programming languages. Now I'm sorry for the trouble. Okay, let me open it in the list view to be easier. So now the first one here is of course the very beloved Java. Everybody knows that Java runs in almost all kinds of environments, all kinds of devices, and everywhere. From a small integrated circuit to a big smartphone to a computer, everywhere Java is. PHP. Now, PHP is a server language which allow people to develop websites which have some server capabilities like login and database storage and things like these. And there is a very popular framework on PHP called WordPress, which is really popular out there in international market because it allows people to quickly start up either their blogging website or even nowadays e-commerce stores. Now, Perl is another very interesting language. It has both server side uh, uh, component to it, as well as it also runs on your system. So, like Java has a server side component, like you can say, for example, JSP, Java Server Pages. Similarly, Perl, and there is C, and then there is Objective C, which is used by Apple app development, and there is JavaScript. Now, JavaScript is turned out to be really interesting languages because earlier it was only for the clients, um, web browsers, mobile browsers like these. But nowadays, we can also run JavaScript on the server. So which is really interesting development going in the JavaScript world. And if you started with simple website development and you quickly want to jump into server, uh, so and you are very familiar with JavaScript, you can just do that. And then there is Visual Basic and Ruby. I really love Ruby. Ruby is a great language. And then there is Python, which is actually used very extensively inside Google and many other companies, and it's also a really good language. It has a very good framework called Django, which people can use. Then there is CSS, which is just used for styling websites. This is also very interesting because nowadays people are also focusing more on how their website looks and also on functioning. Now, R is a language which allows people to do some big data related um, analytics and those things. So now, the next article I found was IT spending to fall 5.5% in 2015. What attracts my eye in this article is this. Uh, so IT spending so this is all around the world, not in just India, because this study has been produced by Gartner. Um, um, so from last year, so basically it says fall of 5.5% from 2014 and to 2015. So what here we are seeing is that there is a trend coming which is making the IT sector a little bit, uh, you know, uh, it's allowing IT sector to decline a little bit um, in the last year. So now, what I'm thinking, because IT is more about, I guess, support uh, kind of a thing, and India is really pioneer in the IT segment. So there are lots of Indian BPO companies which are really which are providing their IT manpower, and they're outsourcing. Sorry, not they are outsourcing. Basically, they are outsourced from other companies, which are also giving jobs to lots of Indian youths, and they are allowing to uh, start very small businesses also. The BPO businesses are not very large scale businesses. People having small offices, only 10, 15 people can start a BPO business and start earning money. But uh, s- there is a fall of almost 5.5% from last year. So if you are a guy who is looking to join in an IT service, or who is starting his own IT business, so you should really start thinking in this direction, that now there is a decline visible in this industry as well. So you must be really uh, um aware about this situation here. Now, here is very, very good article. I really thanks to NDTV Gadgets, which is actually a beta service right now. That Niti Aayog, which is a Indian um, um, department, basically, which is headed by Saraswat, former Defense Research and Development Organization chief, says that we need to push policies that strengthen our cyber security. Now, what does this mean? As you know, in India, we already outsource lots of our products, software products, hardware products, which are used in government offices. So let's say, maybe a lot of cloud storage, software services, or routers and things like those. So, basically here somewhere it says that they imported from China, which uh, it comes from either China or other countries, and because it is imported, it is vulnerable to malwares and etc. So now what is possible is, if a hardware product is imported from China, and let's say China is trying to spy on India, they can put some malwares in their product, which will allow them to have a communication channel with that hardware or software product, which is actually collecting data from our Indian government departments and directly providing it to the Chinese spy agencies, which is not at all good for not just India, any country. So this is a good push actually, that some Indian departments are already started to think in this direction, that cybersecurity is a really important thing now. So, and also what I'm feeling as I'm reading everyday news articles and everywhere, that cybersecurity is really going to be a good segment or a niche in next coming years. So I would really appreciate a lot of guys out there, and girls also, who really wants to go into the cybersecurity domain, which would be really interesting, and really um, in the coming years. Uh, Now it's a very sort of a update with on the Google Maps platform, is that along with seeing the directions, we can also get traffic information, real-time traffic information. That means if I don't know in which city you belong to, but if you belong to some cities which already have this data, like Delhi or Bangalore, and places like this, you would see that Google Maps shows you not just how much time it takes in general, but also how much time it will take if you take that route right now. Because sometimes there is so much traffic that instead of taking 40 minutes, it will take around 20 minutes to reach to your destination. So that is a really good thing, that Google is taking interest in more and more Indian cities and allowing users to have a really useful information through their maps. I really congratulate these five Bangalore girls who are actually at the age of around 14 years. See, Sanjana Vasant, N. Anupama, Mahima Mehendale, Swasti P. Rao, and B. Navyashri, all aged 14. I really congratulate all you girls. You really make proud our India and yourselves in a really blasting way. Um, so basically, what they have done is they have participated in a competition which was organized by Adobe Foundation, Google, Verizon, and United Nations Women, uh, where they have developed an app and they have beat 400 teams, came from 64 nations, and they have bagged $10,000 award. And they have created an app which allows people who have driveways to sell it to the buyer of the driveway. So let's say a Rattiwala who has to go from uh, house to collect dry waste. Now their app allows them to connect the buyer to the seller. Interesting thing in this article is not about the app. Interesting thing in this article is 14-year aged girls from India, Bangalore region, have defeated 400 teams, came from 64 nations, and it's a world level competition. It's really a proud moment for India and Indian girls. I really congratulate you all, you girls. Thank you very much for your um, contribution. Now, as you all know, guys, that in India, this week, actually from July 1st to the coming Saturday, India is going to celebrate Digital India Week. It is very uh, good push from our government and especially Mr. Narendra Modi, our honorable Prime Minister, who is basically starting some new services such as digital locker, e-education, e-health during the event, um, which will actually help in digitalizing lots of services which governments have. Now, this will help uh, to so basically in this they have also invited Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella and Infosys CEO, sorry, Infosys co-founder uh, R. Narayan Murthy. And so this Digital India Week, they are targeting these businesses to help Indian government in digitalizing these services and provide really easy access of these services to Indian common people. So this is a really good push. I really appreciate Mr. Honorable Prime Minister for this. And in this last article, I would just like to go very briefly that in India, uh, uh, it is basically for the people who use um, softwares and mobile apps for their businesses. Basically, they at some point, if not using now, maybe at some point in the future, they have to rely on a data center. So, what a data center is basically, let's say, for example, of Amazon data center, which is called AWS. What this allows is instead of having your own server infrastructure, you can rent from these companies, and so this way you do not have to pay a hefty amount to set up a data center infrastructure and also to maintain it. That is also really uh, costly thing in for small businesses if they just want to get started. Now, currently, closest to India, Amazon has a data center which is in Singapore, which is not good if you are targeting Indian people because it will so your um, data is coming from, or sorry, your network packets are coming from um, Singapore to India, which has some latency. Now, having data center in India itself will allow small businesses to have faster loading websites and all those kinds of benefits, which is really a good thing for India. So at the end, I would really like to thank you, all of you guys, for listening to my um, this video. And as you see here, um, with all these news which I collect around, I want to share with you people that if you're not able to catch these news, or you are not you haven't in the past shown any interest in these news, I would suggest you should read these kinds of news, because uh, these news gives a really good picture of not just what's happening in India now, but also what is going to happen, in which direction our country is going. So it would be really good if you are trying to start your own business or your own company, or you're you know thinking in that direction. So I would really appreciate you guys for listening to uh, this series of mine, which I call Today India Tech. And I would really um, uh, want to say you guys that please start looking into these kinds of news, like now this kind of news, like international trends and compliance, is not just for any big tycoon business. It's for small businesses like a sari weaving industry, who really wants to put their presence in an international market. Now they have to have a good international compliance in order to sell. So they need to have uh, uh, this kind of knowledge. It's really important nowadays to gain, to obtain these kind of knowledge. N- Now, as India is stepping out into the international world, and you are going to face international competition, so it is really important for you guys to be aware of what's happening, not just in India but also around the world. So this is basically my small effort for Indian common man. Actually, I'm targeting here all the common man around in India. So I would once again thank you guys for listening to my this series, and uh, yeah, I really hope to meet you next time. Thank you very much.